Airbnb, is it a threat or a benefit to business event strategists? Coming up on this edition of Convene TV, sponsored by MGM Resorts International. Airbnb isn't slowing down. In fact, the company recently announced partnerships with 3 major travel management companies. Mike Dominguez of MGM Resorts International is here now. Mike, always great to see you. The idea of sharing property has really been around for decades. So why is the Airbnb model actually taken off so quickly?
I think they are a tech play on the behavior that has existed for a very long period of time. We have talked about the bed and breakfast, the alternative stays since the 1980s. But this is a tech play that's made that very predominant and very easy.
What's the biggest trend that you've seen with Airbnb, and why should business event strategists not really feel threatened by it?
But when you look at some of the data, average length of stay being 7 days, that's not a typical hotel guest. That is not a typical conference attendee. I think the draw to an Airbnb is a different type of stay. People stay there for a variety of reasons. Personally, I think they're going to compete a little bit more, even with the extended stays of America. When you look at an average length of stay of 7 days, that tends to fit into a little bit of a different market and different demographic.
So how could business event strategists really benefit from Airbnb?
There is such record level of demand, and especially at key times when you think about the key cities of San Francisco, New York, Washington, Chicago. There are peaks and times where you cannot find a room in the city, and Airbnb allows for an expanded audience of people that normally wouldn't be able to get in because the city is sold out. I think the power behind Airbnb is they're an incredible network, have an incredible loyal following, and eventually they will become a channel, and I have said that over time. They've already reached out to hotels and say, can we help you fill rooms? And I think that is going to be their next play, and probably larger growth into the traditional model, but they have a following that is very loyal to them, so they become a great marketing opportunity.
All right, one more question. Mike, what would you say to a strategist who was worried about duty of care?
You don't have security cameras, it's hard to be able to track down, it's hard to be able to back up, but because of that type of liability, and knowing that it's still uncertain, because there has to be more regulation to be able to monitor that and monitor it effectively. I just think we're still in that middle period. As I said earlier, it's going to take a little time for everything to figure out.
All right, Mike, I know you'll be watching, and we will too. Mike Dominguez of MGM Resorts International, thanks so much for being with us. To follow more on the sharing economy topic, visit pcmaconvene.org. For now, I'm Carrie Fairnack for Convene TV, produced by CNTV.